I just. Oh, and sorry, Joseph. I should have done this before. I should have said. And today we have a special guest. All right, at the end we'll get to like do an outro together. Sorry, Joseph.
I think we just nailed it. I don't know.
I was honestly just following Dave's lead.
And that's on me. This is why I need Alex. Hi, and welcome to another episode of Dungeons and Degrees. My name's Adrian.
And I'm Dave.
Whoa, who is that?
I tried to do it like Alex does.
But today we don't have Alex. Today we have Dave, who's been on the podcast twice now.
I think it's more than that.
More than that? Nice.
Yeah.
It's good. And
I have it in my diary.
It's just like tally marks on the wall. Yes.
Yep.
One more time.
Like a prison. All
right. Well, today we have Joseph, our player for my campaign, but as well as Dave's, like one-shots and mini campaigns. Is that correct? A couple one-shots?
And PC mates.
Yep.
We just air high-fived.
PC mates? What do you mean?
We are player character mates.
Like friends?
Like we play our character together.
Oh, okay. But yeah, no, it's super exciting to talk and just kind of delve into, what they thought about, Curse of Strahd as well as the Roaring 20s campaign, and then just kind of talk it out, as well as talk about origins of getting into TTRPG, as well as kind of you're a dice goblin, so I'm going to ask you about your favorite dice.
And we need to pry Joseph for information about his backstory for the current campaign we're in.
Yeah, that'll go well.
That's my secret mission of this podcast.
All right.
Sure.
All right. So today, let's start off with, what did you think about the ending of Curse of Strahd?
That was absolutely fantastic, and I really like the dynamic battle that took place with all the enemies that came forward in order to challenge us. Because if it was just Strahd, I feel like that may have gotten stale. But with the addition of the golems and whatever else those other things were, because I'm fairly certain those were homebrew. Yeah, no, like, don't tell me, but
I don't remember. I'm already on the next campaign.
Just remember a golem, hellhounds. That's all I remember.
Exactly. This was 5 months ago. Yeah, the hellhounds, I believe, were actually like an illusion, I think. But like they were an illusion that could deal damage. Then there were two golems. I believe they were iron golems. And then like one ghost wraith type thing that I do remember was immune to. I want to say it was lightning.
Something invisible, right? There was some invisible creature.
Yes, it was.
The invisible creature was before the main fight, but still while we were in the castle, and yeah, that thing was terrifying. Like that invisible stalker was, oh man, yeah, because we tried to get away from that like 3 times before we finally killed it.
And your PC, tell us a little bit about your PC, Joseph.
In Curse of Strahd?
Yeah.
His name was Ezrin Dulanar, a half-drow dreamy warlock, and essentially someone who he grew up as a sailor, learned to be a smuggler, and had a very varied life before being sucked into Barovia. And after that, and essentially one of the things throughout his life was that he never felt like he could do anything right. And he and at the very end, he was just like, okay, I am, like, this is right before he got sucked into Barovia. He was just like, I am just trying to do something right. This family has misplaced their daughter. I am going to find this daughter so that I can claim that I did something right. Went to find the daughter in the woods, fell into a portal through Barovia. The Melissa, the daughter, was like taken from his grasp like 4 times.
Mhm.
And 2 of them were literally like within arm's reach. And the last one, he might have accidentally killed her with
Yeah.
his contingency plan.
Just keep going, keep spitballing. Joseph? How did you like playing a warlock?
It was definitely fun. It's different from what I usually do. I usually go more wizard or artificer, but playing a character that took advantage of. Okay, so I don't usually like min-max. I do usually optimize because no real point in making yourself weak unless you want to do it for backstory. But I don't want to min-max to like make everybody else feel inferior. That's just not fun. But with Ezrin, I decided to take advantage, inspired by one of the other players at the time, to take advantage of the ability to see through darkness. And well, that played heavily into his character.
Yeah.
Especially since after I have the ability to cast darkness.
And what like pact was it, Ezrin?
Pact of the Chain. That's how he had his pseudo dragon Noctis.
Is that your favorite warlock pact?
It depends on the game, but for this one, absolutely, because Noctis ended up being like a whole character unto himself.
Yeah, true. So, would you recommend playing a warlock to like wannabe warlocks?
Let's be honest. I'd recommend playing any class.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
But yes, I would recommend playing a warlock because it's very fun to, especially if you build yourself like warlocks with their invocations are one of the most variable classes in the game. If you want to go toward a certain thing, you absolutely can. If you want to build your entire class around Eldritch Blast, you can. If you want to ignore Eldritch Blast entirely, that's also a viable option.
Yeah.
Ezrin was mainly built around Eldritch Blast. That's why he had the Agonizing Blast to add his Charisma modifier to damage. He had Repelling Blast to push people away, which was really fun when I used it to push the golem out of a building. But
yeah. So fun. I'm so excited about that part.
Look, man, Argynvost Holt is invite only. I don't know what you're talking about.
Made some friends there. We made some friends there.
Yeah, I didn't see her invitation, so I mean, like, I'm the bouncer. I gotta.
That's what we called Ezrin, the bouncer.
Yeah, I'm the bouncer, and by bouncer I mean that I made her bounce.
Yep.
And I'm sorry, that was bad. I'll see myself out.
No,
there'll be more. There will be more.
I know, it won't be the last. All right. What got you into D&D or TTRPGs in general, and then we can move to more specifics.
That would be about 12 years ago. My friend Ernie originally invited me over to play a game of Pathfinder. Actually helped me make my first character, all the trimmings, and we played I think like 12 sessions of that game. By the way, I apologize in advance if you can hear my dogs in the backyard.
We're pro doggies.
Yep, we're golden.
But yeah, so being someone that had never played TTRPGs before, I went immensely basic. You want to guess what my first character was?
Human
Fighter. No, you made Aragorn a ranger.
Wrong. His name was Kai, and he was an elven rogue.
Not too bad.
Not too bad.
Do we have a Kai in our current game?
And a rogue.
Yep. Yeah, Kai is also a rogue.
Twilight Zone.
But they are not an elf.
Thank you. I was thinking it.
I was trying to hold my dog in one hand and then hit the unmute button with the other.
But we played for about like 10, 12 sessions, and unfortunately then as is the major killer for TTRPGs, scheduling conflicts came in and rolled a nat 20 against us. But I still remember that world, and it was fantastic. And I really hope that it's been. I don't care that it's been 12 years. I am still good friends with Ernie, and I hope that we can play in that world again because I want to, and it was cool. I'm probably gonna be playing a different character.
Shout out to Ernie. What's up, Ernie?
Hey, we love you, Ernie.
And yeah, but from that point, I was hooked. Like, I pretty much went through, learned almost all of the Pathfinder rules and everything and eventually ran my own game of that. Then transitioned over to 5th edition after getting into Critical Role.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, no, a little bit before that, but still, about the same time. Oh man, it's been a long road, but one I wouldn't change at all.
Oh yeah.
Heck yeah.
What's your longest game been?
Longest game was one that I ran. It went for just shy of 4 years. Went from level 1 to, I believe, 18 before they fought the Big Bad. And I kind of had to rush their introduction to the Big Bad because we knew scheduling conflicts were coming up.
Mm-hmm.
And we all wanted a satisfactory ending to the campaign, especially since we were so close.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was absolutely fantastic. They prevented a tear in the weave that may or may not have almost ripped an entire continent off of the planet.
That's cool, but also sad because of the death.
Look,
It's
man,
not real.
It's not.
Look, man, evil people be evil. And
That's true.
but it was also just so much fun as the DM because I got to extract so much pain and misery from players.
Yes.
Glad you filled your bucket with their misery.
Yeah, like there was this one character that they were so very attached to, and in the final battle, the Big Bad struck them down with a disintegrate, and none of them had the ability to resurrect them. And I was just the look on their faces was so wonderful.
Did you just chef's kiss?
Yes.
Nice.
Okay, so this is, I guess, a question for all of us DMs. Like, it's not like we want to like hurt you, but like we want to show emotion through the game, you know. And sometimes pain is one way, right?
No, I want to make my players. I want to see tears.
Okay. For me, it depends on the game, but if I think the players can take it, I will absolutely like scar them emotionally, and I have plans for that in the campaign world that I'm writing. I have like 6 NPCs that are specifically designed to endear themselves to the party, and then.
On the record, I haven't made any PCs cry. It's just on my to-do list, and it can be whatever kind of tears: happy tears, sad tears, frustrated and angry tears. Doesn't matter to me. Yeah, any kind of tears.
Oh, I have. Also, in that campaign that ran for almost 4 years, first time they met the Big Bad was really fun because they felt that they battled him. They battled him, quote, and we're just like, yeah, they thought that he was just like a mid-tier, like kind of a mid-campaign villain, like one of the lieutenants. And no, part of his thing was that he needed to be defeated by them in order to advance.
Oh, the old Daru or Doru.
Daru.
That's why I had such a reaction to Daru because I'm just like, oh my god, you're pulling my tricks on me.
You know, I'm just having fun.
Oh no, that was absolutely perfect. I loved it. But like they battled him. It was like an entire session of combat, and at the end, everybody was like less than 10% HP and like completely out of spell or almost completely out of spells, and they finally got him down. and I'm just like, the ground above you opens up to the sky, and a bolt of lightning shoots down and hits him, and you see him rise, revitalized beyond his former composure, and he just turns to you and goes, "So you think you've won? Well, I have one piece of advice for you. Run."
I was gonna say interrupt monologue here by witty character. Joseph, when you just said that your players were at 10%, we've played with you now for like 2 years or whatever, right?
About that, yeah. It's amazing to think that it's been 2 years, but yeah.
You're gifted in the way of like memory and stuff. So when you say your players are 10%, are you able to track all your PC's hit points like during a battle?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you are. Yeah, that's so cool.
And there's almost never a discrepancy between what I have and what the players have.
That's like my brain doesn't work that way. So just to picture running a combat, like being able to accurately track everybody's HP is, I feel like it'd be a different experience for me.
Well, and it does help in my style of DMing because depending on the intelligence of the monsters, they will actually go for those that look the least injured because they see those that are more injured as less of a threat, despite the fact that 5th edition Action Economy says differently.
Yeah,
like if someone has 20 HP and their friend over here has 50, doesn't matter if the one with 50 is the wizard and the one with 10, and the one with 20 is the fighter. They'll go after the wizard because it's like they haven't been hurt. I haven't terrified them yet.
I haven't tasted their blood yet.
Pretty much. However, the smarter monsters always go for the mages because they are the ones that can manipulate the battlefield.
Hey, we're talking to our dungeon master here. Keep it on the DL.
I know that.
Dude, like
I know that.
This is Dungeon Master 101.
Shucks.
Like I feel like pretty much every Dungeon Master knows. And by the way, if you're a Dungeon Master listening and you don't know this, that's okay. You're allowed to not know this, but just know to go for the mages first.
Don't worry about offending the audience. They will comment on our socials and only boost us.
Yes, because that's how the internet works.
Sometimes, yeah. Controversy breeds interaction. Okay, so is there anything that, as a dungeon master, I've done that has surprised you?
Actually, quite a bit. Specifically the way you're able to homebrew, and more specifically the way you're able to balance it, because balancing homebrew is very difficult, and you're able to do it very well, and it's really nice for someone like me who memorizes so much of so many monsters to go up against something and I'm just like, I don't know what that is.
Mm-hmm.
Like that is the peak of game performance for me. Like that is when I'm having the best time. Also, let's see. In terms of surprises, well, I mean, pretty much everything with Cadmus.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about how the backstory of Cadmus, so we have some context.
Okay.
How it was created.
How it was created was I messaged Adrian at random one day and said, so I'm thinking of possibly playing an Amnesiac in the Ithaca campaign. To which I believe not even 5 minutes later, I got a response from Adrian saying, "Don't you tease me with this."
And so, Joseph, if I'm correct, you then did not write your character's backstory, right?
I wrote the last 2 months because that is what Cadmus knows.
And so, how did the rest of the backstory get developed?
Well, that would be our wonderful DM here.
I don't know. It just comes to me in dreams.
And didn't a Dreamweaver, didn't you employ a third party to develop some of Cadmus's backstory?
Oh, Shade.
Oh, yeah,
Shade gave
yeah.
me some hints.
Yeah, my friend Shade. I messaged him with, like, I messaged him early on with some ideas about the character, and like, because with the rest of you being in the campaign, I can't message you all because this was before the campaign started.
Mm-hmm.
But I was just like, I'm thinking of playing an evocation wizard. He's an amnesiac. I'm not sure what race I want to play, so Shade helped me decide on Fire Genasi, and a few other things like, oh, what are some items that he has that he that he woke up with that he doesn't know, because I am terrible at coming up with random items like that. So Shade gave me some suggestions, and then he said, so your DM is Adrian in this one server that we share, Skylar server, and I'm just like, yeah,
Friend
okay,
of the podcast.
and yeah, and I'm just like, yeah, it's Adrian. He's in that server, and he's just like, okay, and he messaged me about 20 minutes later. So I messaged Adrian some ideas. I'm just like, oh god, no.
I love that. So when I was creating my character for that, I decided I didn't want to know the result of a certain Constitution saving throw. So I thought I was being clever and fun by being like, Adrian, you will know, but I won't. And then cut over to Joseph's character, who just had somebody else write the backstory. Like, oh my gosh, just a whole nother level there. I love it so much.
Look, man, I've wanted to play an amnesiac forever, but like, the problem with it is that you have to find the right DM to do it with, and also you have to make sure that it's not like stressing out the DM, because on one hand it is like, it can be absolutely amazing, but on the other hand, the DM is already planning a lot of stuff, so you don't want to add to their plate if you don't have to.
Right.
So
Absolutely.
so that's one of the reasons, like, I kind of tested the water with that idea. But then when Adrian was all excited about it, I'm just like, all right, done deal.
I have a brief, like, dot connection, but everything else is up in the air. Nothing is set in stone, because I think it'd be worth it if things were to, like, if I had set something up in the way that I had introduced how I thought the story was going to go. But all honesty, I immediately, like, we're not going to hit up Joseph's story until we reach Ithaca, and we reached Ithaca, and I'm like, well,
we reached Ithaca in Session 6.
Oh boy.
But yeah, so like I said, playing an amnesiac, like, it has ups and downs, like, but the main thing for me is that you have to find the right DM, and it has to be like that it has to be something agreed upon by both parties, because the player is likely going to lean into that. Now, it's up to them whether they want to find their backstory. Cadmus definitely does, but it's also up to the DM if they want to be the ones to write that. So that's one of the issues and why I haven't played one yet.
Yeah, you're like,
until Cadmus.
In order for this to work, I need somebody else to write my backstory for me, which you have to find the right, like, combinations of people to for that not to be, like, annoying or a burden.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, and speaking of ways that you surprise me, Adrian, the way that you're able to improvise incredibly well, that is such, like, for someone like me, I am absolutely unable to do that. Like, there is a reason I have spent like over a year designing the campaign world that I have, and that is because I want to improvise the least amount that I can. Still recognize that I'm going to be pulling 80% of these sessions out of my ass, but but
those damn dice rolls, why do they put them in this game?
Yeah, pretty much. But like, the way that you're able to yes and with pretty much everything is just, it blows my mind every single session.
I really, and you know, a couple sessions ago, I just felt like, am I just like overwriting what they're doing by adding like a little bit of more like flavor to it? Am I just dismissing what they've already said? Like I had that thought, I think, with one of your actions, I think a couple sessions ago, and I was just like, am I being too involved in this point right now? Should I stay back and let y'all just do everything and kind of come in when needed? Like, I don't know. Part of me is always wondering the fine balance. And y'all are very good people. That
the best people.
You're not
Absolutely.
taking the wheel and like trying to railroad anything for y'all's. But also, I think that y'all are understanding. We've already had, I think, an instant where we had to check in with everybody to make sure, hey, are we still good with like a green note?
Yeah. And we had the whole many discussions about splash damage, and and so it's one of the things like where we've gotten most of the rough patches out of the way, so we are a very coherent group.
Mm-hmm.
Just wait. Ismark.
Okay.
Ismark's got some things planned.
Okay, to clarify, the players are a very coherent group. The characters have known each other for a total of about 2 weeks.
Also, just kidding. I don't have anything planned for Ismark, which might be the problem.
I'm pretty sure you never have anything planned.
I don't know. He's got something. I feel like he's got something.
You had some plans when you were Arlen, but I feel like your planning gremlin inside your brain this campaign just went, you know what? I had a nice campaign last time. I'm just going to take this one off.
It is a different approach, not just because of new PCs, but Curse of Strahd I was intimately familiar with. And so I try to take a back seat in a lot of chaos creation and that kind of stuff. Just, I don't know. I was ultra conservative about like piloting the ship.
Yeah.
Now I don't feel that impulse to be like, no, let the other players do what they want to do. So
is it a bit of a relief for you?
Yes, but there's not moments where we're playing where like, wow, this feels so much better and different. But like when I think about it, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
All right. Dave, do you have any questions about your campaign?
The old Roaring City?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have any questions prepared. Joseph answered my survey monkey I sent out after, although I don't think I know who said what.
Mm-hmm.
Joseph, when I asked if you wish that the final boss battle would have been the same beholder that you fought in the prologue, did you say yes or no?
I genuinely don't remember, but I think based on especially where it took place, I think it was absolutely perfect.
The air genasi and the airship, or whatever, the air elemental, or whatever it was.
The Jinn.
A Jinn.
Yeah.
Okay. That was one of my big question marks, is I set you all up to get slaughtered in a prologue by a monster, and then I changed that monster for the finale. I was like, oh, maybe that was a mistake. But I also liked doing the different monsters for the same villain. That was cool to me.
Yeah, like how we had the how he was the dragon in while we were in the nightclub.
Yeah. It was like he's wearing, for those, that didn't really pay attention when we chatted Roaring City on the podcast. We had a bad guy wearing rings that made him a beholder, a cane that made him a dragon, and a necklace that made him
I think it was his sword.
A Jinn. Am I
saying
that right?
I think the specific thing with the Jinn was that was his sword.
Was it a sword? I don't know. No, it was a necklace. It was a necklace because I remember I had mechanics for if you all took the necklace off. And that was going to be really interesting because that effectively made them the monster they were. So if you took the necklace off, what is Owl Capone? Owl with an OWL.
Yeah.
I get it.
Sticking to that.
Man, but that final fight was so great, and I love how you kept getting frustrated because I kept overhealing everyone.
I think the biggest frustration is I just wanted to take Adrian's little goblin and drop him off the airship. That's all I wanted.
Yeah.
all I wanted.
close so many times.
And every single time, like one of us would pull
Pull him out.
would pull him out, or
I had bad strength. This was bad. It was an alley-oop, but everyone was blocking you, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, because you had to spend one turn to create the whirlwind and another turn to move it.
Yep.
But like every time, it like by the time you got it to run to his turn, to your turn, one way or another, he wasn't in the whirlwind anymore.
The other kind of fun thing I think that I did in that campaign were the objectives. What were your thoughts on the objectives?
That was actually really interesting. And
actually, should I provide context?
Yeah.
Should I provide context? Audience, listen to me. That's probably what you're doing inherently because you're choosing to listen to this podcast.
No,
we're not editing this out. I'm going to keep going.
I'm the editor. I'll tell you what stays.
Audience. Listen, wait, we already went down that road. Oh boy, I'm just digging the hole deeper. I gave every individual player character their own unique set of objectives to accomplish as part of our mini campaign. Most of them like role-playing focused. That is what I've just asked Joseph about.
Yeah, I just found him in the private message chain that we had.
Mm-hmm.
You gave me get one of the other player characters to talk about their parents. Ask a character that was intimately involved in not that kind of intimate. Get your mind out of the gutter, but like essentially a foster brother of my character to see how he's doing since the loss of his brother, which my character indirectly caused.
Yep.
What do you love about the Roaring City? Get a party member to tell you a guilty pleasure of theirs, and share your biggest failure with a party member. And it was 1 accomplished gave you inspiration, 3 accomplished gave you gave you a feat given by the DM, and 5 was a level up. So that was absolutely amazing.
Okay, so you enjoyed that, and the drive was we have like 8 sessions ish to complete this, and I thought it was a way to kind of quickly bake in like backstory and stuff like that. So do you think it accomplished that? Like, what were your impressions?
Oh yeah, because otherwise, like, because we're all used to longer campaigns, we're used to holding our backstory close to the chest.
Mm-hmm.
So in something that's only going to be 8 sessions, you got to kind of be a bit more out there.
Right.
Got to put the fire under the butt.
Yeah,
exactly.
Share it, or it's not going to get shared.
Yep, that was one of the things you said early on. Like, don't hold on to everything. We only have so many sessions.
Yeah.
So that was absolutely so well done. And honestly, something like that I haven't really seen in my years of TTRPGs.
Yeah.
So I will definitely be incorporating that into my games in a varied sense.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not for the level up, but definitely for other types of rewards such as inspiration and such. Also, Adrian, speaking of inspiration, Adrian, I love the inspiration that we're doing nowadays because you can give it out more freely and be more lucrative with it.
Yeah. And like from a teacher's perspective, where like nowadays everything's about like rewarding the behavior you want, you're able to do that. Like you don't have to be stingy with the inspiration. So anytime one of your players does something that you're like, I'm happy you're doing this, you can throw out inspiration. And I just like, from my teacher lens, I'm like, that's brilliant, rather than kind of like, oh, I can't give you inspiration right now because you already have one, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, I like
it. And then you have people like me that, and I know this because in my Sunday game I do this, I hoard inspiration. Because I hoard it until either I need it or because I've forgotten about it. So, and because of that, like because you can only have one, I don't get inspiration that often.
Right.
So it's one of those things where like I'm hesitant to use it because I don't know when I'm going to get it again and yada yada. Mm-hmm. But with the way that we're doing it now, with like where you get points and you can get up to 6 and spend any amount of them that you have, I love it so much.
Context police. The system is what Adrian has put into place is when you get inspiration, it's a D4. And when you get inspiration again, it's a D6. And so you can receive up to a D20, right? But also, like, you can spend different allotments of dice that you want. There's flexibility with it. But basically, Adrian can allot 6, 7?
6. Like, basically we get inspiration points, and like one, and you can spend any amount of points on a roll that you want to boost.
Yeah.
One roll per roll, essentially.
And instead of being like advantage, how advantage works, you're adding it to your dice roll.
Yeah, so like if you spend 1 point, that's a D4, 2 points is a D6, 3 is a D8, 4 is a D10, 5 is a D12, and then 6, if you want it, is a D20.
Which I've used and rolled a 2 with the D20.
Yes.
Heck yeah.
That was amazing.
I
loved it so much.
Yeah, I like this because, one, it doesn't cause this, like... unfortunately for Dave, where it had, like, oh, you just rolled a 2, but, like, it's not like I'm going to re-roll a die and then immediately it's lower, or like there's a small chance that it's going to be higher. This way you guarantee an addition, so it doesn't feel as bad.
It's like guaranteed to be a positive gain.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's not like rolling a 1 and then re-rolling and getting another 1. I'm like, like they're
That's
funny, but like I want you to feel like the thing you earned is going to go towards something.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, and the other thing that it's good for is because of the text of normal inspiration, where essentially it states that it grants advantage. This system you can add on even if you already had advantage on the initial roll.
Right.
Right. Oh yeah.
It's its own separate track. There's so many times that it was just like, what's it called, advantages are already there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's not like rolling the 20 D20s and just like, and you get the highest one, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we had in the last campaign we had a lot of flanking. We had pink that had pack tactics.
Rip kobolds.
Yeah.
Oh man, my heart goes out to Cole. Well, sort of, because it made them a bit more balanced, but also the new draconic roar is awesome, especially once you get higher proficiency bonus.
If you don't know what we're talking about, it's Monsters of the Multiverse. Nerds, get with it.
Hey man, give it the times. Illegally download PDFs.
No. Find your friend that has the books in D&D Beyond, and then just say, "Hey, can I be part of one of your campaigns?" In there,
and then always be their friend. It's easy.
And never stop.
Yeah.
Or if you stop becoming their friend, just don't tell them about. Just don't remind them about it.
Yeah, rename your character to something super generic in the campaign, so it doesn't stand out.
No. See, you don't rename it to something super generic. You rename it to one of their other really good friends that you know.
There you go. Yeah.
Guess 3.
I know this from experience because one of my friends did this.
Yeah. Adrian has named all of his D&D Beyond characters Carlos Luna. It's facts.
No, it's actually what the hell, McTavish.
Oh yeah, Jimothy
McTavish.
That's right.
Good old Jimothy shows up all the time. I love it.
Yeah,
we haven't talked about rules lawyer stuff yet very much.
Oh yeah, we haven't. Let's talk.
We should talk about
those listening. I am the pro bono rules lawyer for this campaign and pretty much all the other ones that I'm in.
So, Joseph, do you go as far as to say you have a photographic memory? I don't remember.
Close. Not quite.
Okay, so Joseph's ability to recall things that he's read and whatnot is bordering alien species.
Bordering 22 ASI, you know.
So when we want to know fall damage, I feel like I know the fall damage formula.
Fall damage is 1d6 per 10 feet up to a maximum of 20d6.
Okay, so like that kind of stuff. We have probably more complex examples that I just kind of think of. There's this pause, and everybody just kind of waits for Joseph. And so I've dungeon mastered a little bit with Joseph in my game as the rules lawyer. Adrian, you've done it a lot. What's your experience with a rules lawyer, like
it's very positive with Joseph. You know, I know people who are like adamant, but every time Joseph comes in with the caveat, but you're the DM, so it's your call,
right?
And that always feels good. I think there's like been one or two times I've been like, for now, we're not going to do it.
Yeah,
you know, where I've made that call, but for the most part, it's because I don't know all the rules. I read very rarely, poorly, one might say. Like, it takes me 10 minutes for one page, you know, like it's going to take me years. So I'm glad that I have somebody that has done this already and loves doing it. Me, on the other hand, who's just like, I'm going to wing it, dude. But if there's like some sort of point of contention, Joseph's there, and then with a tweet. You know, like with
right.
What's it called?
Well, the Jeremy Crawford tweets and the.
If either A, I don't know the answer right away, or it's not specifically clarified in one of the rules, I'll say, "Give me 2 minutes," and I'll go find like either if it's been done on a Sage advice, or if like on a Jeremy Crawford tweet, or if it hasn't, and it hasn't been like officially ruled on, I'll say, okay, well, this is what I'm seeing as far as like forums and such, and
and you do it fast.
Yeah. It helps to have 3 monitors.
3 monitors.
So rules lawyers listening, or aspiring rules lawyers. The phrase
add the
yes,
always
exactly.
add the caveat, but you're the DM, the final choice is up to you.
Yeah, so it's like blah 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 blah, but you're the dungeon master. That right there, you know, boom, sweet spot. I believe having Joseph in our games speeds up our games because of the knowledge of rules. We basically never need to pause.
Yeah,
and look stuff up.
That way, it's just like, because there have been countless times where it's just like, hey, what's a grapple check? The person attempting it is an athletics check. The person
I hate grapple checks.
It's just like the person attempting it makes athletics. The person trying to evade it makes athletics or acrobatics.
Yeah,
and like just quick things like that where we're like, it would only take about 30 seconds to look it up, but it takes 5 seconds for me to say it.
Right.
So that's time that we've saved that the game can continue on in its current momentum.
Yeah. And I think, well, Adrian, you can speak to this unless there's also a rules lawyer in your I call it your TikTok game, but that's not what it's called.
No.
You don't have one in that game. So now, but you're probably the dungeon master where you don't know the rule, you're just going to make a ruling in that moment and keep going.
Oh yeah.
But I remember being a young dungeon master, not in age and experience, and pausing and reading like player's handbook and stuff. And we were all new. The whole table was new. So that was the norm for us. But like thinking back on those moments now where I've played in a game with Joseph, but also being a dungeon master that would now probably just make a ruling and keep going. It's like, man, yeah, you can really bring things to a halt.
I'll tell you this. One of the first campaigns I did was with Kingmaker in Pathfinder. And there was a lot of material in it. And I've only done the first and maybe 1 or 2 sessions of the second module. It is a lot. And I would read the whole thing before we started. But even then, I'd be like, hold up, you're going to area F1. And I had to flip to the page and look at it. And still, like, I made notes, but I still had to look at it. And I would take, like, 5 minutes. Let me just read over everything. And I wasn't skimming it because I had this, like, fear of like, if I don't do this right, they're going to be mad at me. Right. If I don't do the everything as the book says, it's going to go horrible. Like, I had that mentality for the longest time. And I think that I finally broke away with it when I started making my own games and everything. And then with y'all, with this campaign, this was supposed to be like, I want to see if I can really DM. Are these people being nice to me because I know them in real life and they're my friends? Or am I good? So I wanted to see how y'all, like these people from the internet, how y'all reacted and everything. And now we're here 2-ish, almost. Is it 2 years? It's been 2 years, yeah.
Yeah, it's been a little over 2.
That's interesting. Maybe I've heard you say that before, and I don't think insecure is the best word, but I never would have thought you were that like insecure going into our campaign. like a let's see if I'm a good DM. Like that's funny to me.
Well, to be fair, Adrian has expertise in deception.
There you go. Yeah, just fake it till you make it.
I'm actually just really bad, but nobody's rolled high enough. We've been in this
low
fugue
insight
state.
Unfortunately, I permanently have disadvantage on insight. So, and my wisdom, I think, is like a 3.
Should we play my quiz?
Yes, let's play a quiz.
No.
Okay. All right.
See, here's the thing. I just bragged about like being rules lawyer, and you just praised me for having such a great memory. You're gonna pick like the 3 things that I don't know.
Maybe it's possible. It's possible, but that just proves to us that you aren't an alien, like I said you might be. So in this case, failure means no Area 51. Okay. All right. Now I'm looking, audience. I'm looking at Joseph, so I have a pretty good idea. And he's got his hands folded in front of him. I know he's not typing. All right. Acid arrow, Joseph. What is the damage of acid arrow?
I believe it's 4d4 on a hit, and then 2d4 on subsequent turns.
4d4 acid damage immediately, and 2d4 acid damage at the end of its next turn. Okay.
And
next,
and it costs a no. That one is not the one that you can rub it off. Never mind.
Okay.
So,
ooh, do you know the components for disintegrate?
2 lodestones.
Lodestone and a pinch of dust.
That's right.
That's pretty good, though. That's pretty good.
No, two lodestones is mending, I believe. But yeah.
Here, let's do another disintegrate one.
Disintegrate is a dex save, 10d6 plus 40 force damage. If the target is brought to 0 hit points, then they can only be resurrected by the means of a true resurrection or wish spell.
That's like verbatim. It's like verbatim. All right. Next spell.
It's almost like disintegrate is one of my favorite spells in the game.
Okay. All right. What is the range of find traps?
I believe 60 feet. Wait.
We got him.
No,
I was going to say 60 feet too. I know I'm not playing, but
okay. Find traps is.
I'm not going to beat Joseph.
It's not about beating. It's not about winning.
I'm gonna go with 60 feet, although I'm probably wrong. It's either 90. It's either 90 or 30.
It's 120.
I was gonna say.
Okay. Yeah. So it's a tier 4.
It is 120. Yeah. Okay. I've only got one more spell one. Then we're gonna go to monsters.
Oh boy.
And you've said monsters are harder.
Well, it's just because 5 times as many monsters in the game as there are spells.
What is the duration of etherealness? A 7th level spell.
8 hours.
Oh man, you did that fast.
Here, throw me another spell one. Throw me another.
You want another spell one? Okay, I mean,
tell us your least favorite spell, and then we'll do that one.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just randomly opening up. Okay, clicked. Was the casting time of Animate Dead?
Animate Dead is 1 minute.
What's the range?
I believe 10 feet.
Yeah, both are right so far. Do you know the components? I feel like the components would be the hardest part of these spell quizzes.
No, because anytime I do components, I think back to Pathfinder where it was like costly components.
I would never know the components, I feel like, in this game. How long is a creature under your control with Animate Dead?
24 hours, unless you use the spell to recast it. At 3rd level, you can target one creature to animate, and then to re-subjugate under your control, you can do I believe, isn't it 4?
All under the 3rd level.
Yeah, and then it's an additional 2 for. It's an additional 2 for both for each spell level that you go up.
The use of the spell reasserts your control over up to 4 creatures you have animated.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is indeed. All right.
I feel like we should give Joseph a prize or something.
There is a prize.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay.
It's a virtual hug.
I'll take it, man. I'll take it.
Okay. An adult green dragon.
Okay.
I haven't come up with the question yet. Do you know the hit points? What's the average hit points for an adult green dragon? Are you like right now? Are you reaching into your memory trying to find it, or are you just trying to come up with something to BS?
I'm trying to reach in.
Okay.
He's digging deep, coach.
Digging deep.
You said adult, correct?
Adult green dragon. Average hit points.
185.
It's a bit more than that, but not much. 207.
That's right. Yeah. I believe it's.
The dragons are hard. It's all the different colors and chromatic, whatever, and the ages. Do you know the armor class of an adult green dragon?
Isn't it? That is like 17 or 18, I think.
19. All right, on to the next one. Dragon. I have 2 more monsters.
All right.
Goblins, Joseph.
Okay.
What is the average hit points of a goblin?
Average hit points of a goblin is like 14, isn't it? Or it might no. They're I believe they're CR 1/4, so it's probably like.
They are CR 1/4.
They're like 7 or 12.
Or is it 7?
Okay.
Ooh.
That's all right.
Do you know what their little like ability thing is?
Dash and hide is
What
a bonus
it's called?
action.
Yeah, do you know what it's called?
It's not squat nimbleness. That's the name of the feat.
You're close.
I remember I had this.
You think
Geo.
you got it, Adrian?
I had this for Geo. I'm just trying to remember.
Oh right, yeah, that's true.
Even though I was a rogue and I got most of those things already, I just wanted the goblins.
True.
I don't remember the specific name.
Well, you are right.
It
It is a
nimble?
disengage and hide. Oh, did you just guess, Adrian?
Is it nimble something?
Yeah, it
Nimble
is.
Escape. Nimble Escape.
Uh-huh. Yep,
That's what it was.
Nimble escape.
Because
All right, last monster.
Because goblin player characters have the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I went a little of a obscure monster for the last one, thinking now we can finally trick Joseph. But it's not that crazy of it. It's a bullywug.
All right.
What is a bullywug, little frog person's swim speed?
30 feet, isn't it?
I say 35.
No, isn't it 20?
Its walking speed is 20.
Swim speed of 40, that's right.
Swim speed of 40. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, they have a lot of little abilities.
They have nice teeth. Just kidding.
Is that a thing?
No, it's just a Nat Pod reference.
Oh, no, I'm not hip. I'm too old.
Are you kids?
Oh, I'm a kid.
You damn podcast.
Well, that's all I've got for you, Joseph. I think you passed the test, though. You are human, but still a freak of nature.
Yeah, that is fair. But no, like, yeah, my specialty is mainly like rules, player character abilities, and like rules, player character abilities, spells, stuff like that.
And that's good to hear because I do remember dungeon mastering for you and being like, as soon as I say one little thing, I'm like, Joseph already knows this monster, already knows its armor class. So like maybe that's not quite that extreme, you know, but when it comes to the rules and the spells, you're pretty on point.
Yeah, but one of the reasons that I focus on that is so that when I DM or when I'm a player, I can like right now when I'm a player, like sometimes I will message someone like, hey, you don't forget that you have this ability that might help in this circumstance, yada yada.
Oh yeah, we talked about this in our Discord.
Yeah.
That if you ever remind Adrian of a feature that kills one of my player characters, I will be upset.
See, that's why I do it in private.
Yeah, you better. I will call you out so fast.
Yeah, see, that's why not only do I private message him, I do it on Discord and not on Roll20 so that you don't see it on stream.
Yeah, because I will watch it, I will find it, and I will hold it against you forever. I just spent $75 on a dice vault themed on Ismark, breaking my rule of waiting for him to get to level 5, so he's a little bit harder to kill.
I thought I sedated you. No, I'm just empowering you. For reference, I bought Dave some dice.
Yeah, so those dice are gonna go in my vault, both themed for Ismark. So if he dies, I'm out a decent dollar amount of value of dicey stuff. But that's okay, Adrian.
I'm not afraid to.
Don't
I killed someone in
be
my other
afraid.
campaign.
Yeah, he has tasted
I know,
blood.
I couldn't stop smiling.
You've,
and that
you've been
felt
shouting.
bad, but
You've been
good.
shouting from the rooftops that you finally killed a character. We're all proud of you. Okay, you did good.
I'll do it again.
I'll do it again, and that's okay. It'll be a pretty dice and pretty dice vault, regardless of the character.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Adrian, you wanted to ask? I know we're running on an hour, but you wanted to ask Joseph about his dice too.
Yeah. What's your favorite die?
With all the energy and passion in the world, Adrian.
Hey, I was just wondering. I don't know if you can. Twirling my hair. If you tell me, what's your favorite dice, huh?
Like my favorite die or the favorite, like, or
How about favorite D20? We'll be very specific.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
all right, one sec.
So you have to describe it. You can't just show it to us.
Oh, I know.
It's for the,
I know.
You know.
I have to, but I have to get it up because you guys are on video and I can actually show you. Favorite D20 is this one. It's a black and blue D20 that I got from the I forget what it's called, the like a different TTRPG based on the Powder Mage series, the Powder Mage book series by Brian McClellan. When I got that for the TTRPG for Christmas a while ago, it came with a full 7 dice set. So all of those dice are in my my primary dice.
Nice.
And of those, if I can find the damn thing, it's gonna hide from me now, isn't it? Yep, it's hiding.
Feel like I'm inside the camera.
Yeah, but one of those has one of the D6s specifically has the 6 as the as like the flag symbol of, oh man, why can I not remember the name of the country?
America.
You're out of luck for any help.
And
You got it.
yeah, 1 second. This is why they invented Google.
It's true. It's true.
But anyway, like it has the flag symbol of the main kingdom that is that's on it. So it's absolutely fantastic. So
Adro.
thank you. Because I knew that the people there were called Adrian, but I'm just like, it's not Adra, it's something else. But
Adro, one of the 9 kingdoms founded by Kresimir.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with this book series. I just Wikipedia'd it as soon as you mentioned a book series, because
yeah,
I'm currently reading books because of a guest on Adrian's podcast.
Yeah.
I don't remember who though. Sorry.
I don't remember either.
Somebody who likes the Dresden Files. Right on. You were right. I appreciate you.
I think it was called Sly Flourish.
Oh, was it?
I think so, if I remember correctly.
But
yeah.
Like on the 6 is their symbol, which is basically like a teardrop lake in the middle of a mountain chain. So I love that die.
Nice.
But yeah.
Do you name them?
What, my dice?
Yes.
No, I do not name my dice.
Okay.
Just like I do not name my car.
Nor do I. But I got the impression that I named my car too. I got the impression that maybe I was the weird one for not naming my tie after one of Adrian's guests.
Now I will dedicate some of my dice to a certain character. That's why, like the brass dice that I have, pretty much anytime I roll for Cadmus and don't need multiple dice, that's what I roll.
Adrian's and Alex's guess.
Yes.
Come on, Dave.
Yeah, I don't have names. I just roll. I don't care. Even if they roll poorly, I will keep rolling them. Sometimes.
I call them my brass dice, my bronze dice, my my powder mage dice. They're named after either their look or where I got them.
Right. Alrighty then. Is there any other questions we have for Joseph?
Well, I did want to pry into Cadmus's backstory, but considering he didn't write it and it's like spoilers, I suppose I won't.
Okay. Actually, I can tell you a couple of things if you want, if you promise not to.
No, tell me. I'm gonna.
No, like this. Trust me. You will. It'll just mean that you'll have similar amounts of information as to me, and that is to say, almost none.
Ismark will just get you in another bathhouse. This time, we'll share a private room, and we'll get the answers that Ismark needs.
Sure. Yeah.
Without the context of our campaign, that probably sounded.
Yeah, that little bit.
I'm gonna find a bathhouse with you in it particularly, and we're gonna talk, mister.
Private room. No keeping Ismark out this time.
No witnesses, nothing.
And we're just gonna talk about backstory.
Oh, man. But, actually, one thing that Adrian and I were talking about before you got here, Dave.
I was on time.
I know, but like we were hanging out beforehand.
We're early.
Was I was joking around that like that a bunch of us were talking about our backup characters and how we really like them, and I was joking around with Adrian, and I'm just like, up until last session, Cadmus had two major threats. That the first one was going into Ithaca because for some reason that ritual worked.
I let it work, and that was my fault, okay? I will put it on me.
The D100 did not lead us astray.
Yeah.
I still can't believe that worked. Like,
it was right on the money, too. Ridiculous.
Yeah, it was just like, okay, you put 19 spell levels into the ritual, and it rolled at 19. Okay.
Yeah, my favorite part is that the DC could have been 99.
Yeah.
It was 19.
Oh, man.
That's my favorite part.
Yeah, like, but I was joking with Adrian. I'm just like, before this past session where we started uncovering some of what seemed like a major memory of Cadmus. Honestly, Cadmus had two major things threatening him. Number one, going into Ithaca, and number two, how much I actually really liked the concept of my backup character.
Cadmus is about to get some really dumb ideas. Because I really like my backup character.
No. See, here's the thing. Cadmus wouldn't get dumb ideas. I would just let loose the reins on my Chaos Gremlin again.
Yeah.
Because last time that got us into Ithaca. Who knows what'll happen this time?
Or just like, at this point, just follow Ismark around a little bit.
Well, I mean, not to get into trouble.
Probably get Cadmus into some tight spots.
Assuming that Ismark doesn't go to jail.
He might.
You used a crowbar in front of the guards to get one of the lockers.
He might go willingly, even. I asked the Discord that today. Did you see, Joseph?
Yeah, and you were.
Oh, that's our secret one, Adrian.
Oh,
I'm like, what? When did you say that?
Yeah,
we're 6 sessions in or whatever, and we've already made a secret Discord.
Yep.
No.
Yeah,
I've only had a taste of what y'all had, like when you DM'd, but it wasn't as lively conversation as I thought it'd be. But with so much intrigue, why would I do this?
Ithaca espionage.
I'm just glad I get to see pink just notifications of him putting in notes.
Yeah,
like, okay, maybe I need to spell something out or something like that, so I can just like put it up there.
You do not want to see my notes; they are absolutely like just nuts. But what you were saying, Dave, about like going willingly, yeah, you made a very good point in that it could definitely derail Ismark's ability to participate in the campaign.
Yeah. If Ismark gets kicked out of the city, it's like, well, Dave, you can take a break the next few sessions.
Yep. Or at least bring in
Adrian's gonna be like, you can play this barmaid.
It's Danica. It's always Danica.
Yeah. By the way, hey Dave, remember that I said that I had some theories about Cadmus and his past?
No.
Right before we started recording. Do you want to hear one of my theories? Because
no,
it's only come after recent information has been revealed.
Like I said, I want to know, but I don't. Dave doesn't want it. Ismark wants to know.
Okay, that's fair.
Ismark has a plan of action for Cadmus. First, he's going to talk about you to everybody else, and then he's going to talk to you.
So my entire middle and high school experience.
Yes, that's Ismark's way. Middle school.
Oh man.
All right, let's wrap this up, folks.
You can't
All
make
right.
us.
I can't, but I will. Joseph, I don't know if you have any socials or anything where they can find you or whatnot.
One sec. I have a Twitter. I sometimes just retweet things that I find funny. Oni_Joseph A. Because Oni Joseph is my is what I am on Xbox. And to pretty much all my friends.
Tag.
I was like Onslaught something another for a while, and then just swapped it over to Oni because that's what everybody kept calling me.
Oh, yeah, I can see that.
Alrighty then.
Also because I'm a fan of Halo, so ONI.
Hey, I do love that. Oh shoot, Alex usually does this part. Dave, now you have to do it.
All right. She's gonna make some pretty severe threat if you don't leave 5 stars. So listen, you can rate us on all platforms where podcasts are available. If you don't give us 5 stars, then you will never be able to make lemonade out of lemons.
That's pretty severe.
Man, I like my lemonade.
Right, and then I'll put in all the other jumbo.
And you can follow us at Dungeons and Degrees, D&Degrees on most socials. And we're an unofficial sponsor of Runes and Fumes Crafts on Etsy.
That is true. Unofficial.
Where you can buy your nerdy coasters and cutting boards.
Oh man.
Yeah, look Dave up on Etsy. All right. Well, thank you all so much for listening. My name's Adrian.
And I'm Dave.
I've been Joseph.
Go have some fun.